Hello and welcome to part 3B of this tutorial series where we're creating a beat 'em up game in Scratch. And in this video we're going to be adding extra enemies to the game and hear how the different enemies are going to interact with the player. So let's begin. So to get started, we're going to go to our baby zombie and we're going to click on the cleanup blocks, and then we're going to move our baby zombie to the right, and what we're going to do is duplicate this and rename this to zombie. And in the description you're going to see all the other sprites that you're going to need for the other enemies. So for costume, what we'll end up doing is just deleting everything. Just delete everything, and yeah, you'll just remain with this one because you can't have no costumes. And then we're going to duplicate this one more time, so we're going to have zombie 2 and zombie. So next we're going to upload costume, and from the link in the description you'll have the zombie 01. So we're first going to input the idle animations, so press this and then hold shift and press the last one, and then just input this and delete this original one. So now we have the idle animations. Now after that we're going to input the walking animation, so move on to walk and do the same thing, just select them all, and then upload the attack animation from the last one to from the first to the last one, and after that upload the hurt animation, and then the final one being in the death animation. Okay, so now we have all the costumes for our zombie. We're now going to duplicate this and we're going to create another sprite called Goblin, and then you can go ahead and download the Goblin costumes. I'm going to upload the costume here, which we have 2D chibi Goblin. So first just we'll do the blinking Goblin. So just go from the first one to the last one idle. So we'll just have the idle, delete the initial one, and then press on this final costume, and then now we're going to input the run animation, and then we're going to upload attack, and then death. Okay, so now we have 4 more enemies to input, so we're just going to speed through, so that just remember the steps of duplicating this empty costume, and then we're going to input the next enemy. So this is the Bandit importing. Okay, and after that we'll do 2 more national move, so these. And the final one would be help you in your messages to the let's do the final one, which is the wolf, so it's good art and wolf GA, so we can all of them. So idle. Attack. Crit. And death. Just rename this wolf, and now we have all the enemies that we have in our game. And then just rename this to wolf, and now we have all the enemies that we're supposed to have in our game. Okay, now that we're done with all of this, let's first resize our baby zombie to 35, and then from our game manager, set this first one to zombie, and then click play. So now you're going to notice that the animation of our zombie is okay, but if you like pay close attention to the animations, you'll notice that the attack animation isn't between 28 and 21. So let's go to our animation state first of all in our zombie and change this from 28 to 30. Hold on, change this to 32 to 21, and then make this a zombie. Okay, this one is fine. The zombie attack, the name of the animation stays the same, so you can keep that zombie attack. And then for walking, it's 20 to 13, and then we're going to say yeah, so the rest of this is fine, except here this should be 12. Okay, now let's move on to the idle animation, and this should be 12. Yeah, that's it. And then in our dead animation, we just need to, you know, change the death. Or actually, before we go to our death animation, we should edit the stats of our zombie. So we should definitely make it stronger than our baby zombie. So let's make its health 6, double its attack strength, so we can make it 2, and then just make it slower. So let's make it speed 1. And now if we go down to the death, we'll notice that we don't have to do much here. I think it's okay. Yeah, the repeat 7, yeah, that's fine. Okay, and that's all we need to do. So now let's move on to our goblin, and our goblin needs to be size 35. And let's go to the top of our goblin where we first start with its animation state. So the first thing we'll be editing is its attack. So we're going to make the attack here to be attack 00, and then the attack is from 24 to 17. And now we can scroll down and change the walk to 16 or 9, and then choose the run animation, the first run, which is run 00, and then choose run 00 here as well. And this is greater than 16, and this is 8. Okay, now let's scroll down and edit its stats. So our baby, or not baby zombie, but our goblin is going to have health 7, attack strength 3, and speed 2. Okay, and you can make these stats whatever you want. It's just the animation that you have to keep consistent. So if you believe, you know, a goblin should be health 12, go ahead. Next, we need to change this to blinking idle 00 and make this 8. Okay, and then if we move on to the death animation, just change this from to her to 00, and then dead 00, and then make the repeat, yeah, the repeat should be 7, so we can just leave that as is. Okay, so now let's test to see if our goblin is correct. So okay, cool. So it's attacking us. The only thing that we'll notice is it's facing the wrong direction. So this one needs to point in direction 90. Yeah. Okay, and then the next thing is, if you go in our costumes, you should set it to the beginning idle. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we'll notice it's walking oddly, and there's an animation that's messed up. So what you need to do is go to this idle and actually change this to idle 0, 0. Okay, so that's the first fix, and then change this idle to 0, 0 as well. So there should actually be no there should be no zombie at all. I made that mistake. F is greater than 15. Alright, cool. So then change this from greater than to 15. Okay, so that's all you need to do for our goblin. That fixed all the bugs. Now let's go to our bandit. We're going to go to animation state first and change this to bandit attack 0. So okay, this is fine how it is, and then if we scroll down, this shouldn't be 20, this should be 13, and then this should be greater than this should be greater than 12, and then change this from zombie walk to bandit walk, change this to bandit walk as well, and then this should be greater than 19, and change this to bandit idle. Now let's move down, change this to bandit idle, change this to bandit idle, change this to bandit idle as well, and then equals to 10 is okay, so that can stay the same, and then change this to hurt to 0. So let's make this hurt to 0, and then make this dead die 0. And repeat 7 is okay. Okay, so now if we click play, we'll notice, oh yeah, we should change this from goblin to bandit. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay, so we'll notice it attacks just like it's supposed to, and then its size should be, our bandit, change that to 40. Okay, now click the flag. Now we got a pretty good bandit that we can fight. Okay, now we should move on to our bat. So you'll see there's a bit of glitches and bugs while we're attacking and while we're taking damage, so that will be fixed later on. So let's just continue adding the animations. So next we're going to do our bat. So scroll up to the top and change this to bat attack 20 to 21, should be the same. Change this to bat fly 0, change this to bat fly 0, and its costume number should be greater than 19. And then here we see 20 to 13, and this is all you need here. Just change this to idle and make this 12. Yeah, make this 12. So make sure we have no zombie. Okay, cool. Now we can move on to the idle, and the size is fine, the size can stay the same. And then make this bat idle 0, bat idle 0, and this should equal to 10. Okay, cool. Okay, and our health should be 2. Yeah, and everything else can stay the same. And oh, I just realized for the bandit we forgot to change its stats. So make its health 8. Go back to your bandit, make its health 8, attack strength 4, and its speed can be 3.5. Cool. Now I can go back to our bat. And now we can go to the death script of the bat, and we'll just say bat hurt 0 0, bat dead 0 0. So all we're just doing here is changing the stats of all stats and the costume numbers of our what is it called, of our enemies. This makes this the process of making your enemies a lot quicker, so that you don't have to make this 1000-part tutorial series. And yeah, now we can test our bat. So let's test the bat. Click play. So we'll notice the bat is pretty high. Yeah, we'll notice our bat is way too low, so go to defined position and change it to -84. And now it's high enough. And later on we're just going to change it so that only the up punch affects our bat. But yeah, we can do that later. Let's move on to our mushroom. So when we're dealing with the mushroom here, we just got to change the attack to attack 0, and this is not 28 to 21 but actually 30 to 23. And then we go down, we notice it's walking, so we make this mushroom walk 0 0 and mushroom walk 0 0. So and our thing should be 22 to 13, and then make this 19. Actually making this 19 makes no sense. It should be greater than 22 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it should be greater than 22. Okay, next we should make this 12. Well, not 22 but 21. Make it 21. And then make this idle mushroom. Okay, now if we move on to the idle, we'll change its stats, make its health 2, attack strength 1, and speed 3. So just a weaker version of the baby zombie. Yeah, a weaker version. And then we'll make our mushroom idle 0 0 and make this equal to 10. No, ain't no way. Hold on. So choose the first sprite here, and we're gonna say 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12. All right. So we make this 12. Okay, now we can move on to the rest of our thing. We should change the hurt. So make this mushroom hurt, mushroom dead. So right here, and then yeah, that's it. Now let's test out our mushroom. So put it on here and click play. So same situation there. It's facing the wrong direction, so just set this to pointing direction 90. All right, so now let's fight it, or have it fight us. Cool, it attacks and we can hit it back. Okay, that's all we needed. Now let's move on to our final one, which is wolf. So for that we need to go to our animation state and then just change this to wolf attack right here. So we have wolf attack, and then 20 to 21 is cool. And then we just go down here, make this wolf run. So yeah, this should be wolf run 0 0, 20, make this 13, and then wolf run 0 0, wolf wolf. No actual speed. Right? And then let's make this wolf idle. All right. So now we can move on to the stats of our wolf. We want its health to be 5, we want its attack strength to be 3, and its speed to be 5, and then just change it to switch costume wolf 0 idle. Let's just see if we did that here. Yeah, we didn't do it here, so make this mushroom idle, and I believe, yeah, I think the rest are fine. Now we need to change this to wolf idle 0, and it should be equal to 12. Okay, and change its size, so its size should be 50. Its size should be 50. Alright, now let's go down to our hurt part where we get our thing hurt. So all we have to do is say if zombie hurt, or not some, but just switch a costume to hurt 0 0, and then switch this to dead 0 0, and yeah, that's it. So now if we switch over to a wolf, we'll notice it's way too low, and then just change this to -75, and now it's higher and on the plane of our alright, cool. Now let's go to our zombie, and if we see right here our final script, we'll see that this equals to 24, and we want this to be 28 instead because this is the height of our attack. So let's just switch all of these to what our height of attack is for our actual sprite. So for our goblin, this would be 20. So let's scroll down and change this to 20. And then for our bandit, let's scroll down and change this to 25. For our bat, we scroll down and change this to 25. Our mushroom, we should make that 28. And for our wolf, we're gonna make this 28. No, not 28, but 26. Okay, so now we have our text. Okay, so to end of this episode, let's just make the level. So for level 1, let's put this here and change this to baby zombie, and then may put in a zombie. Let's throw in a goblin, throw in a bandit, and what we have left. So now you can just make this any combination. If you remember how I said you just have to change the position of the enemy. So instead of 0, we can make this 130, and not 230, 130, and then make this 200. Instead of bandit, we can change it to our bat that we have here, and we also, what haven't we used? We haven't used the mushroom, and we haven't used the wolf either. So let's change this to mushroom, and then change the position of this to 270. I don't know if that's too far, but let's change that to wolf. Alright, so now let's go ahead and start fighting. Alright, so we'll notice that some of these have different strengths. Okay, our, what is this? Main zombie has a problem. So we have to fix our zombie. But let's continue fighting the rest of these.
Yeah, no, food is ready.
Alright, thank you. Is that we just continue fighting all of these. It's just a zombie that has some sort of problem. But yeah, we need a level, and that's what we wanted to accomplish today in this episode. So let's change this to zombie and see its problem. Yeah, you can notice that there's a problem with how the zombie walks. And the problem was just that this, if we go to our animation state, this should be greater than 19. So now if we notice, our zombie doesn't have that weird glitch in it anymore. So that is it from this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like the video if you liked it. It will help with the YouTube algorithm, and make the video shown to more people, so it can help more people. So like you will be indirectly helping others as well. Yeah, so thank you for coming this far. Please subscribe as well so you don't miss the next video. And in this video, we're going to be in the next video, actually we're going to be adding health to our players, so our players actually going to be able to, you know, lose health and lose the game. So stay tuned for that.